Imagine standing in front of a giant mountain that blocks the path between two cities. Instead of going around it, engineers decided to split the mountain in half. It sounds like something from a movie, but this incredible engineering project actually happened. Today we're exploring why China made this bold decision and how engineers managed to build a bridge in one of the most challenging landscapes on Earth. In the last few decades, China has built some of the most impressive infrastructure projects in the world. Massive highways, high-speed rail networks, and record-breaking bridges now connect regions that were once isolated. But building infrastructure in mountainous areas presents enormous challenges. In some places, the terrain is so rugged that traditional construction methods simply don't work. This is the story of how engineers overcame one of those obstacles by literally reshaping a mountain. The project took place in a region filled with steep mountains, deep valleys, and unstable terrain. These landscapes can be beautiful, but they are extremely difficult for engineers. Roads that wind through mountains can take hours longer than direct routes. Transporting goods becomes expensive, and travel between communities can be slow and dangerous. Engineers needed to create a faster connection between two major areas, but a massive mountain stood directly in the way. One obvious solution would have been to build a road around the mountain, but that approach had several problems. First, the detour would have added dozens of kilometers to the route. That would increase travel time and fuel costs. Second, the terrain surrounding the mountain was just as difficult. Steep slopes, unstable soil, and landslide risks made alternative routes dangerous and expensive. So engineers began looking for a more direct solution. Instead of going around the mountain, engineers decided to go through it. The plan was simple in concept, but incredibly difficult in practice. Remove part of the mountain to create a clear path for the bridge. This meant cutting through solid rock using powerful excavation equipment, controlled explosions, and advanced engineering techniques. It was a massive undertaking that required years of planning. To split the mountain safely, engineers first studied the geology of the rock. They needed to understand the strength of the stone, the presence of faults, and the risk of landslides. After careful analysis, construction crews began controlled blasting operations. Instead of one large explosion, engineers used hundreds of carefully timed blasts to gradually break apart sections of the mountain. This method allowed them to control the shape of the excavation and reduce the risk of collapse. Once the mountain section was removed, the site had to be prepared for bridge construction. Workers stabilized the surrounding rock walls and reinforced the ground to prevent erosion and landslides. Massive support pillars were then installed deep into the earth to carry the weight of the bridge. These foundations are critical because they must withstand heavy loads, strong winds, and natural disasters. Building a bridge in mountainous terrain is extremely challenging. Workers often operate hundreds of meters above the ground, using cranes, cables, and scaffolding to position enormous structural components. The bridge itself must be strong enough to support thousands of vehicles while also remaining flexible enough to withstand environmental forces. Advanced materials like reinforced concrete and high-strength steel help ensure long-term durability. Projects like this face many technical challenges. Engineers must deal with earthquakes, landslides, and extreme weather conditions. They also need to minimize environmental impact and ensure the safety of construction workers operating in dangerous conditions. Every detail, from the foundation design to the final bridge structure, requires precise planning. By splitting the mountain and building this bridge, engineers created a faster and safer route through the region. This infrastructure helps connect communities, reduce transportation costs, and support economic growth. Projects like this show how modern engineering can overcome natural barriers that once seemed impossible. The idea of cutting through a mountain might sound extreme, but it highlights the incredible capabilities of modern engineering. With innovation, planning, and determination, engineers continue to reshape landscapes and build the infrastructure that connects our world. If you enjoy learning about amazing construction and engineering projects, don't forget to subscribe for more videos like this.